Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. Namaste. A warm welcome to all of you for this beautiful, beautiful floral workshop. And my name is Richa. Let me share my screen with you all. Take 2 minutes to. Okay, just give me a thumbs up if you can see the screen. And I really, really, really appreciate you for joining in, for registering for this workshop. Okay, great. So, a very warm welcome to all of you for this beautiful, beautiful workshop called Watercolor Painting Floral Workshop. And I really appreciate you for registering it. This is definitely an act of self love, my dear people. You know, painting has always been my desire. And when you actually do it, it's self love. So, by the time I'm telling you all about myself, I would love to like you if you can chat, type in the chat what is your name and where are you from. So, my name is Richa, and I am born and brought up in India, but I have been living in Scotland for the last 2.5 years. And if you, any one of you, is watching the replay, even if you're watching the replay and you're in Scotland, give me a high five. I would love to see you and know you more. And for the Scotland people, you also have an opportunity to learn from me from the physical sessions, right? Yeah. And if you're watching the replay, then I'll make sure that you are in the Telegram group so that we can, talk, we can interact with each other. I can see your work, you can share your work, and we can just have a two-way conversation because this workshop, the aim of this workshop is not just, to show you my skills or anything. The aim of this workshop is to really help you understand watercolors, they really help you show that you can learn online and you can paint while learning online. Okay. And I truly, truly appreciate you for taking out your time and joining in. Okay. Yeah, so let's set the intention for this workshop. So, first of all, before starting and before I tell you the agenda of this workshop, let's just first set up the intention of this beautiful workshop. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. Yeah, great. Okay. Yes, so first let's set the intention of this workshop. So take 2 minutes, even if you're watching the replay, take 2 minutes to declutter the things around you and just take some breath, some deep breath in, some deep breath out, and just ground yourself. Just ground yourself and come to present because watercolors really, really make you present. Like anything like this makes you present. So, and set the intention. So, for me, the intention of this workshop is to serve my best, is to give you my best, and to help you at my best. Okay, and for you also, I would love if you can have the intention of giving your best with your ease. Okay, don't be critical or when you're not able to paint or something, don't be critical to yourself. Just give your best and paint. Okay, and if you cannot paint, you can always paint again. The replay will stay with you for a week, so you can always paint again. That is the beauty of online workshop, that I learned everything online. And if you're someone who is looking to learn watercolors, who is really serious, who is ready now to learn watercolors, but this thing is blocking you, that either you have kids or you're too busy to go, and attend a physical workshop, because I know for the physical workshop you need extra time to travel, then online is the best thing. And I learn online as well. So this workshop is going to make you paint, learn and understand watercolors, plus also help you break this uh, you know mindset that, oh, I cannot learn online. You can definitely learn online if you are willing to learn online. Okay, I have learned all of this online. Okay, so how watercolors enter in my life, and I would love to hear your story as well. So watercolors entered in my life as a rescue, as my best friend when I was starting over, when I moved to Singapore, and we were starting over in a new country, in a new friends, in a new job, a new community. Everything was new to me, and then just this one thing, painting with watercolors, brings a joy in my life. It is that one thing which otherwise everything in my life was so difficult, was so challenging. That is why I so love watercolors, and I so love teaching watercolors, because each time I teach anyone, I feel like I'm giving them their new best friend, their new companion, something which can bring joy in their life forever. So teaching has been in my germs. So I started teaching early in my childhood, yeah, through my pretend games and all. And I started early teaching it early in my career. And so I've taught now thousands of school students online. I have various classes on Skillshare and personally, and like online one-to-one in my group programs, like the best amazing program which I have for you and will be open for you after this workshop is making art. It's a 6 week program, and if you're really serious about learning watercolors, I welcome you to join that in. You can learn online. So it is for you if you're serious, if you want to learn from a coach, not alone, because I know working with a coach is far more easy than working alone. And if you want to learn online, then this is for you. It will be open. I'll tell you everything about it in the end. So make sure that you watch it till the end. Okay? Okay, so let's see what is the agenda of today. What is we are going to do today? So today there are this whole workshop is divided into various parts. So in the first part, we will see the 5 essential habits. Okay, these are very important. These will just be, some of the habits which you need to incorporate, how to set up your desk and all for watercolor painting. Then we'll be doing the color mixing. Sorry, excuse me. So then we'll be doing the color mixing, learning about color mixing, because I feel that in watercolors, color mixing is one of the things which, if you don't mix your colors properly, it's very difficult and challenging to paint with watercolors. Then you will have play with brush, and then we'll learn one technique. I have like whole pendor of boxes of watercolor and techniques, but I will teach you one today. And rest who are eager to learn, they can join my 6 week program, and I'll teach each and every technique over there. Okay. So, and then we'll have some questions and review. And after that, we will learn in the second part, we will learn the anatomy of the flower. You will actually learn how to sketch a flower and how to paint a flower in the simple steps. And then together we'll paint a floral wreath. Okay. And after that, again, there will be review of your work. So those who are joining live, definitely they have an advantage. And and then after that, I'll see you in the Telegram group, because the journey don't end here. We still have 6 days to go on, where you can post your work, you can paint again. Like after the review of your work, do paint again, and that is the way you improve and you don't repeat the same mistakes. Okay? So yeah, and after that, you can definitely join me my 6 week program to learn watercolors if you're ready to learn from a coach fast and online. Those of you who are in Glasgow, they definitely have, the advantage of learning from me while coming to me, and also you can DM me and we can talk. You can DM me on Instagram, or you can contact me through the Telegram. Okay, but before that, I want to share you with you my journey, because I want to really show you that it is not a 1 day work. Like if today you don't feel paint good, then don't feel that, oh my god, I couldn't paint and all those drama. Don't bring that in. I really want to show you my journey and my paintings and how it started. So I started, I think, 5 to 7 years back. 5 years back. So these are, like I started with the landscapes. Yes, so I started with the landscapes. So these are few of my early pieces in the June 2020 and 2021. So I started with landscapes, and these are not the starting point. These are like after lots of practice, and I think. the thing which works best for me and when I start rolling the ball is when I stick to one teacher and I learn the techniques. And that is what I will be teaching you all in my 6 week program, because I really want you to grow in your watercolor journey. Okay, and then after this, I just painted my first half painting. I was really excited on that day. I remember when I painted this, and after it, I moved to florals. After this, I moved to florals, and these were some of my early florals. Now, definitely, since I could paint the landscapes, so the floral paintings was easy for me. So, in this and today's lecture, today's master class, I'm actually sharing with you one of the floral. Okay, I am sharing with you one of the floral, and that is I this floral wreath. Okay, yeah, and then I painted my first ever collection, which got sold out after I think 3 4 years, and, and then it was this bigger paintings. And after that, now you will see all these works on my website. So this is, like so far my journey. But along with that, I also want to share with you my student work, which I am so proud of. And, like, I'm really, really proud of them. And I'm really proud of myself for being able to teach them and take them on this beautiful journey. So, yeah, this was like after working with me for 6 weeks or 12 weeks. Some of them work for the whole, like we making aligned art, and making art is a two level course. First, a beginner level, and then the final level. It's a two-way course, and then like see how their journey has been changing from a complete beginner to a person who can paint beautiful paintings with watercolors. So I am really, really proud of myself and of my students. So yeah, this is the work which I really want to flaunt and show you that this is a possibility for you as well. So this is all the online things. This is all the online work. This one is the last one is a kid and a physical class, but everything is online. So if you're thinking that, oh, I cannot learn online, I really want to break this myth that you can learn online. Okay, so yes, that is not a thing that you cannot learn online. You can, and this painting session is going to break that myth for you. So let's start. Let's get all of your supplies and let's get started. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes to, really get yourself grounded and get your materials and everything. Okay? Hey, so my dear people, you will see this setup of mine. I'll just pin it up for you. Yeah. Okay, great. So you'll see the setup of mine, and if you have any questions, do pop it out in the chat box. And if you're watching replay, use the Telegram group. I'm telling you again. Use the Telegram group. Don't miss. Join the Telegram group. That is your goal. Okay, so let's get started. Uh, so this is the floral wreath, which we will be painting finally. But before that, there are many parts of this workshop. So let me keep this floral wreath here. Okay, yeah. So let's start with the right setup. Okay, so what is the right setup? Like I'm going to tell you just the 5 habits which you are going to build to paint with your watercolor. So the first thing is always keep everything on the right hand side if you're a right-handed person. Okay, like your watercolors, your mixing tray, your water cans, your brushes, and everything. If you're a right-handed person, keep it on the right hand side. That is number one thing. Secondly, always use 2 water cans. Okay, like I'm using one for the dirty water and one for the clean water. Plus, also keep a tissue or a paper towel handy. Okay, always keep it handy. Yes, and then comes your mixing palette. I would suggest as a beginner use wells. You know, like wells, like these mixing palette. If you don't have them, then you can just use normal bowls from your kitchen or anything. If you're buying new, then use wells. This will be so much easy for you. Okay, and always clean your brushes and clean your palette. This is so important, and I can't forget to tell you 1,000 times. Okay, so all of this, like if I revise you, keep your everything on the right hand side. Clean mixing palette with wells, water, your tissue, and your brushes. So for this, we are using two brushes. You can get any two good brushes with the tip, one thick and one thin. Okay, and if you have any questions, please use the Telegram group. I'm sending you again and again to ask me the questions. Okay, so yeah, here is all the things which I need to tell you, the right habits. Okay, now let me pull out my paper. Okay, so for the supplies, you can have 6 set of watercolors or you can have 12 set of watercolors. There are various companies who sell them. If you're a beginner, there's Dollaroni and lots of brands. I don't want to go in the details of it because I have a free supply guide. You can get it from me from there. Okay, and for the paper, I always prefer to keep some low quality paper like a sketchbook paper or a cartridge paper and some good paper to make my paintings. Okay, and if you are confident enough, you can just you if your self love has reached very far, then you can just practice on your best paper as well. But for the practice, I always keep some cartridge paper. These are not photostat paper. You can buy a sketchbook. Okay, and these are like medium quality paper, but they are good as well. Okay, so for the start, now comes two more very important habits. Okay, one is always charging your color. So I'm taking a spray bottle. Okay, so I'm taking this spray bottle, and this is just a bottle with the water, and I am putting the water on my colors. So watercolors, they dry up over time. Okay, so this is the best way to charge them, to wake them up, right? So yeah, so just spray them now. They are so juicy and so ready to paint. And another thing which I would suggest you is to give a bath to your brush. Okay, so always give bath to your brush. Please mind me if I have a little cold and a heavy voice. So always give a nice bath to your brush. Okay, swipe out the excess water. It's like, when you dip a cloth to clean your floor, you always dip your cloth in water and then you squeeze it out the excess water. Because if you don't squeeze out the excess water, what will happen? The whole area will become very muddy. So you always give a nice bath to wet all the hair of the brush, and then swipe out the excess water. Okay, then you take the color, and now your color is also very juicy. See, like this. So that is, see, now if I see my watercolors are very juicy. Try it without these two things, charging your brush and charging your colors. You already, if you're a beginner and you have never used watercolors, you have already been so many people who just try to be self-taught artist. Because being on a journey of self-taught artist, I have no hard things for them, but it is so difficult when you try everything on your own versus when you take the help of a teacher. Okay, now so we have learned that thing. Now let's come to color mixing. Okay, for color mixing, I want to tell you three things. First, uh if we divide our color, so we can mix in watercolors in three types, in which there will be 70-30 ratio. So in this, 70% will be water and 30% will be color. Okay, so this will be one. uh, the second one will be 50-50. 50% water and 50% color. And the third one will be 30-70, in which 30% will be water and 70% will be color. Okay. So do you see I increase the quantity of my color in this? In the first mix it is 30, then 50 and then 70. Now let me show you with an example. So now I'm taking a lot of water. Okay. So if you have a pipette or something, but I'm taking, see, 5 times I put my brush in water jar and I put it down. Okay. So now in this, if you see any color of your choice, okay, I'll take red. I have lots and lots of water. So this is your 70% of water. And see, for this, it should be juicy. Okay, their color mix should always be juicy for this 70-30%. And we will be using this a lot, especially for our painting our wreath. And the base layer will be of this color only, the lightest layer in watercolors. Okay, then for the 50-50, I will just put 2 times. Okay, and I'll also take my color 2 to 3 times. And this is my like 50-50, or I can say a little more if I want to add. Yeah, this is also 50-50. So still the color is juicy. It is not, like many of at times I see my students that they don't mix their color generously. So mix your color generously. See, even this has a lot of water, but the lot water and color ratio is almost 50-50. And the third is like only 30% of water, which sometimes I directly use from my mixing palette because I put water in it. Remember, I sprayed water in this. So you can also use that. Or if you want to mix, then just take color. It's almost, it's a good mix. I can just put easily. Or if it is dry, then you can just take a little color at the tip of your brush and you can do it. Okay. So I think in the first 20-15 minutes you have learned a lot. So practice it not only once, many times. Mix your colors, practice it. There's a lot to practice, and I would love to see each and everything in the assignment section in the Telegram group. Okay, so this is the color mixing. Okay, any questions, keep popping it in the chat box, and if you're watching replay, then put it in the Telegram group so that I can answer it together in the last, all of it. Okay, great. So now let's move. We have done the color mixing. Now let's move to the next thing, that is our brush play plus the technique. Okay. So first of all, I want to tell you, and we all will be looking at this brush. So this is for a brush. It has a body of hair, then a ferrule, and then the handle. So this hair is a part which is used to paint. Okay. Now, first, if I'm using the body of my brush, like what do I mean by using body of the brush? Like whole hair, all the hair of my brush gets wet into the color. Okay, I'm giving a bath to the hair, all of the hair. Okay, so dip your brush like this in a color, give it a good bath, and now I'm making circle with it. So now when I'm making circle or I'm making a square, I'm using the body of dry brush. Like I'm not doing it like this. Like I'm making a square and then coloring it only using the tip. No. See it? I am putting my brush on paper and I'm using the full body. Got it? I'm using it like this. The full body of my brush. So make this a lot, like fill this paper and practice this. And if you join me inside my 6-week program, I have 10 minutes exercises of this daily to do for you, and it's fun, in a fun way. You will not even realize, there are no long lectures which you have to listen. Just 10 minutes of these exercises. Like I have daily exercises for the 6 weeks, these 10 minutes exercises, and you will see yourself developing your creative muscle plus your hand muscle, and you will be learning watercolors in fun ways. So that is the magic I think the most important thing of my course is this, that I have these fun 10 minutes exercise, which you can even paint with your small kids, which you can even do if you are a working person, if you don't have time. And if you have time, then there is so much to do for you inside. Okay, now if you have made the circles, now next exercise is to use the tip. Okay, so for the tip, we'll just take, now see how I'm doing. Just look first. So I am just taking the color at the tip of my brush. Okay, only at the tip of my brush. I'm just using it at the tip of my brush because I want to use the tip. You can use a smaller brush like this, or you can use a bigger brush with a good tip as well. So I'm just putting the color at the tip of my brush and I'm making lines. Just make lines. And if you know, yeah, if you can hold your brush at this, like this, at 90-degree angle and make lines, you will feel that your lines are much straighter and thinner. But if you hold them at an angle, your lines will start getting thicker. So depending on what we need, we will hold our brush. Like if I want very thin lines, if I really want thin lines, I'll show you in this. If I really want thin lines like this, okay, then I will hold my brush at approximately 90-degree angle. And if I want a little thick line, I will just hold it at 25-degree angle. So I really want you to practice for another 2-3 minutes. Take your brush color at the tip of your brush and just make line. And this is the beauty of learning online, I think, because in my course, you'll have recorded tutorials. We will only meet once a week for your review, for how you're doing, for seeing your work, and for guiding you for the next things. And you can see everything from the recorded tutorial, like you might be doing today. So you can always replay it, you can rewatch it, right? So that, because I have learned online, so I know what are the advantages of online. Definitely physical has its own advantages, different advantages, but online has its own advantages as well. So don't think that, oh, I cannot learn online, so not learn. I spent, I think, 10 years in my life just waiting for a perfect opportunity. um if I could have, because of the COVID, I learn online. I also might be like you, like I cannot learn online if you have that block. And I spent so much time. I just wasted so much time now. I feel I could have been painting much bigger and much better now if I started earlier. So don't waste even a single day, in learning. Wasting a month is like holding yourself from painting better. Like when I'm still, I feel that I have lots to do, and the earlier you start, the better it is. So that is why, I keep incentives to join now, to join this, because I know it is better for you. Okay, so now this is the tip of your brush exercises. I hope you're done with it. Now, I'm going to tell you a little difficult exercise. I don't know you'll be able to do it or not. I did it not in the first attempt. I think I filled pages and pages, at 10 to 20 pages, and then I got this. But yes, if I'm a good teacher and you're a good listener, then you can do it. Okay? So all you have to do is listen carefully, and if you're watching the replay, then re-watch it if you don't get it in the first attempt. Okay, so in this we are going to use the tip of your brush, the body of your brush, and also the side of your brush. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix a quite nice and juicy mix. Okay, see, my brush is going to have a full bath like this. Then I swipe out the excess water. Okay, then I'm going to we are, what we are going to do, we are going to make this leaf shape using the tip, side and body of the brush. Okay, a leaf we are making. So for this, I'll just put it, you starting with the tip, then I flatten whole of my brush on my paper and I pick it up slowly. Okay, let me do it one more time for you. So I flatten it whole and then I pick it up. I flatten it whole, then I pick it up. So this will come with a lot of practice. You can also do it vertically. See, I hope you can see it. I'm doing it in a kind of slow motion for you. Sorry. So just do this for another 2-3 minutes. So do you see, like today only I tell you three exercises, and these are like 10 minutes daily exercises inside my course, which will develop your muscle memory and which will make you understand the water ratio and lots of things about watercolors, and which is actually gold. I feel now, because every time a student come to a physical class, we practice this for the 10 minutes and then we start the painting, and the same curriculum I have developed for the online course, and because I have practiced them a lot. Okay, for this the tip is, the great here tip is that you need to focus on your brush. Okay, if it is coming too puddly, too much water, that means that you are not swiping out the excess water. So I'm telling you again and again, after giving a bath to your brush, swipe out the excess water. Only then put it like this and pick it up. Great. Amazing. Okay. See, now I have not swipe out. It will still come, but there will be a lot of puddles. Just experiment it. Yeah, it's coming. Okay. And then pick it up. It's okay. So today, if you can make the leaf like this, well and good. Otherwise, just because you have, sketched the template and all, you can just fill your leaf like this. Okay, easy peasy. We'll develop it over a time. We have the whole life. Plus, if you're joining me inside in 6 weeks, you will be, I think, accountable to do the work. And believe me, nobody is going to give you time present on the platter. I know sometimes you think, oh, festivals are coming, oh, this thing is coming, that thing is coming, but no, you can carve time for yourself if you want to. 10 minutes is not a big thing. You can, instead of watching a movie on a Netflix or less scrolling on an Instagram or anywhere, you can figure it out the time. Reduce the TV time and all the things which you feel that is not necessary, not giving you joy. And I even have a design your life journal, design your time, design your how to carve time for your day. If you join me inside, we'll work on it if that's a problem for you. Okay, so yes, we have done. Now let's learn the technique which I called pushing, and which we'll be using the whole time for our painting. So today we'll be using one technique for painting. Okay, so for this technique, it's very simple. You just need two things, one big brush and one small brush. Okay, so this big brush I will dip. See, this is like an elephant brush, which I say to my kids, and this is like an ant brush. Okay, so I'm dipping this elephant brush in water. I'm swiping out the excess water. See it carefully, okay? I'm making a circle. By the time my hand brush is ready, and I'm just poking it. Okay. So let me try one more time because it dries. The paper is not very good. So if your paper is also very quickly drying, then you might have not have to swipe out the excess water. So this time I'm not swiping out the excess water. See, I'm giving bath and directly I'm putting it, and my elephant brush is ready. And now see. Can you see? Keeping it at 90-degree angle, we are just poking it. So practice this. Practice this exercise for 5 minutes, 2-3 minutes to get hang of it, because we will be doing this only. Practice it. If your paper is good, then it will come out very nicely. I'll show you on a good paper as well, I think. So making a circle, keep your elephant brush ready and then just putting it in the, poking it at the side, one side. Okay, let me show you a different paper as well. And then you will get to know, how it matters, how the paper actually helps watercolors and why it is necessary to invest in good paper. So keep your elephant brush ready with the color and brush. Your elephant brush is here, the big brush. See, making a circle and I'm putting it. If you feel that there's less color, you can always take it. So this gives the depth. As you can see in my flowers, like in any of my flowers, if you see, they're not like crayons. They have depth, like a lighter shade, a medium shade, and the darkest shade. This is how I create this. This is one of the technique. There is one more technique and few other techniques, but two more main important techniques which I use for this effect. So one I have told you today. Okay, and if you join me further, I'm going to share all of my secrets. Definitely, I can because you will be working with me closely. And I'll make you learn and paint with watercolors confidently. Like that, that will be my agenda and your agenda. And you have the recording access if you join online your lifetime. So you can even, paint with your kids. You can even learn it slowly at your own pace and if you forget something, you can always rewatch. See, this is how the depth comes. If it is a leaf or anything or a bird, so this is what we are going to do. Okay, that's it. See how beautiful it is looking. So this is how we create the depth by using this simple technique. And kids have created such beautiful work and my students have created just such beautiful work by just this simple technique. And today you are going to be one of them. And I'm so excited for that. Yeah, but yeah, learning techniques is the most important thing. I spend a lot of time in, understand my student the technique, the basic foundation, and that's why after working 6 weeks with me, you will feel that you have developed a very strong foundation. That's the whole aim of my courses. Okay, so just practice it. And if you have any questions till now, then let me know in the chat box and in the Telegram group if you're watching the replay, or you can ask me in the community in the project section wherever you find me. Feel free to tag me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is travel through my canvas, and I will be happy to answer your questions if you're watching this class later. Okay, after this, we will be coming. So do this exercise, fill whole one page of it generously. And once this class is over, then do these exercises. Do this all of the exercises. You already have 3 exercises. If you are someone who is not yet ready to work with a coach, who want to do it on their own, this is 3 of the exercises which you need to do daily. And yeah, I'll be posting more exercises on the Instagram, so you can refer from there. But definitely, if you are someone who want to learn from a coach, and then this working with me will be really fun. I whether online or physical because I really going to break down the things for you. Okay, now let's wash our brushes because we are going to first understand the 5 types of flowers. Okay, we are going to understand the 5 types of flowers first. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 3 types of leaf. We are going to paint them together, sketch them together, and paint them together. And this is what we will be going to use and collect everything in our this. In the last, we are going to paint the breath for around last like around 30 minutes or 45 minutes it will take to paint this breath, but we'll be using the techniques which we learning in this first 1 hour. So this hour is a whole, important thing. Okay, so we are moving on our second part. So you can wash your brush, always wash your brush and nicely, clean them nicely and keep them straight like this. Okay, never keep them dipped in your water, it will just destroy it. These small, small things, I think, when a coach tells you, when my coach tells me, I feel that it saves me a lot of time and a lot of energy. If I would have learned alone, I can't imagine, selling my collection in 2 years and gifting beautiful paintings to my friends and family. Yeah, it is just so I am a person, like if I have to learn driving, hire a coach. If I want to learn yoga, hire a coach. If I want to learn business, hire a coach. If I want to learn watercolors, hire a coach. If I'm really serious about the things, right? Like yeah, I hire a coach. For those things I'm not serious. I keep doodling and I keep, beating the bush just for fun. But if I'm really serious to learn watercolors, I would definitely hire a coach. And yeah, and my code and my to my surprise, like my online, most of my coaches are online. My watercolor coach is online, my business coach is online, my yoga coach is online. I can't believe it. Okay, so let's start. Okay, first I want to tell you slowly. First is C. Okay, so for this flower, okay, for if I look at here, for this flower, the two shapes which you want to make is a circle and a line. Just these two shapes. Okay. So see how I am making using this. So just draw with me. First see. First I am making a line, a curved line, and then some another line, and then a circle. I am sketching it with a sketch pen. You sketch it with pencil, and later on we'll color the same. Okay. We'll practice the same. Similarly, for this second one, okay, for this second one, what we need to master on two shapes. Everything is, is just basic shapes like a circle or a square or a triangle or a rectangle. So this is an oval and two ovals below and one line. That's it, you know. So again, let's see how I'm doing it. Making a stem and putting ovals here. If you're not getting it in one time, the only way to get it is to sketch it again and again. Okay, we are done. Okay, now let's come to this one. Okay, this one. It might seems difficult to you, but to tell you the truth, have you all seen a trapezium? It is just like this. Trapezium with a head. Okay, from this shape, we are going to sketch this flower. So first you can draw this trapezium. Okay, slowly draw this trapezium. Make a triangle under it and a line. Okay, a trapezium. Okay, a triangle and a line. Okay, and now from this, let's see. I'm just going to give a little boom, little curves here and there, and it is done. So if I draw, it's an oval like this. Then with a little curve here and here. Yeah, that's it. And those of you who cannot sketch, don't worry. I have templates all over my courses. So you don't have to sketch. I'm just telling you how simple it is and just a little more about sketching. Okay. Now for this, it is very simple. Just this one. This like one C and other C in the different direction. Okay, like a drop. Okay. So what we are doing, we are just combining the drops. Okay, just combining the drops and this is ready. And now we come to our last one. Okay, And you sketch all of them with pencil because you are going to paint them. Okay, the last one, the basic shape is again a trapezium, I would say. Yeah, like this. Okay, this is your basic shape. From this, I'll go to this, like a little curvy and oblique. Okay, just draw this shape once. Then we draw a circle. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like a hangman. And to each hangman, we have a petal. Simple. Simple, right? So we have learned the 5 flowers. Okay, and the leaves. Leaves, I would suggest you to paint directly with the color. Okay, any problem here so far? Let me know. Okay, see how simple they were? And now I will tell you to paint them very simply. Okay, and yeah, I also want you to decide on your color palette before you move to painting. If you have anything, problem, just take 2 minutes to declutter everything, to get yourself ready and grounded. Decide on your colors. So for this session, we are going to use 4 colors for the flowers and 2 colors, basically greens for the leaves. Okay, so decide on your colors uh, and make something like this. Okay, like if you're using, suppose if you're using purple, so what your ant brush will have and what your elephant brush will have. Okay, so for my purple, this is going to be my one color, lighter color. Now I dip my ant brush in it, and this is going to be my darker tone. Okay, then this will go for my flowers. Okay, for my this I will use purple. So I'll mix purple. Purple, how we mix? We use the crimson red and ultramarine blue. Okay, not the normal red, the crimson red. Okay, so this will be my second color. So this, and then I might use blue. Okay, so this is my second color. And then I will be using my yellows. So this is my lighter yellow. I think it should be light more. And this will be my, okay. This color has blue. Okay. So always, always, always clean your brush. Or I can use red also. And this is going to be my darker. Okay. So this is my third. And the last will be the green. Always, always wash your color. This is going to be my green for the leaves. Wash your color. This is going to be my darker. Okay, so these are my colors, like 4 colors. Yes, you can also use a, I might use, yes, I will use, I would say, why might. This color, this is burnt sienna. You can use yellow ochre or something. So I'm mixing it. So let's mix our colors now. Okay, take your time and mix of all of your colors and get your swashes ready. This is called swashing. So I'm taking a lot of water for mixing this, and this is my this color. For my ant brush, it will be like this. So that you know what lighter shade and what darker shade you're going to have, so that your painting always have 2 tones, not like crayon. Then what is the point of painting with watercolors? Yeah, okay. So make your color mix your colors. I'm using yellow. Again, I'll repeat for you. I'm using crimson red. I will use for my flowers, and the darker will go for the dark crimson red. For these flowers, these buds, I'm going to use purple and a darker purple for the dark thing. For these small flowers, I'm going to use yellow. And for this one, the lotus shaped flowers, and this one I will be using by Yeah, Banciana. That's Banciana. So I'll be using five flowers in four different colors. Okay. And for my leaves, I'll be using just green today. Okay. That's it. This is my color mixing. And if you're coming inside the making art, which is a beginner course of making aligned art, I'll literally tell you all the color palettes and I'll give you different color palettes so that you can just not stick to this. We'll just explore so many palettes. And yes, in part two, we'll explore so many flowers. Like this is just one flower. So I'm going to teach you 10 flowers, the main flowers, and 10 wild flowers, simple flowers, which you can use as, like this piece has one main flower and so many side flowers. So we'll be learning 10 side flowers, 10 main flowers, so that you can make your own floral compositions. And you don't have to worry, oh, what should I paint today? What should I not paint today? Half of the time goes wasted in thinking only when you are struggling yourself. Instead of that time surfing on YouTube what to paint and then ending up in frustration, you could easily, on it the tutorial and see in the library and just mix and match few flowers and paint it. I painted this whole series of I love myself, I'm grateful. This affirmation card which I have for myself and I've gifted so many of my friends by just repeating the flowers and just changing the color palette. And that's what I am going to teach you inside so that you never have to worry what to paint, how to paint. I know as a beginner, like even me, a lot of my time just go wasted in thinking. Instead of that, you can utilize your time, be smart. Yeah, so join in. You don't need to, make the bush beat around yourself. And that library will keep on increasing. Yes, because, yeah, I'll keep on adding the pictures and you can just on it and paint it. I'm so excited to teach you my old paintings to you all. I am really. This one is being my favorite. Okay, now let's move on. Let's quickly, not quickly, it's okay. You can take your own time, but I hope by now you have painted your swashes. Okay, your swashes are ready. So now let's start coloring our flowers. Okay, I hope you have made it with a pencil. So you'll just have to paint one petal